Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got some of the queer urban fantasy books that are currently on my TBR for you. Alright, so today we're talking all about some of the queer urban fantasy books that are currently on my TBR. It was kind of hard going through and trying to find all of them. This is just a tiny fraction of the books that are currently on my TBR, so let's go ahead and just dive right in. Okay, so the first one is Heart Haunt Havoc by Radish Moon. This is a haunted house ghost story with a trans main character and I think a non-binary love interest. It all just sounds fantastic. Anyway, yeah, this one deals with some like exorcism and like a whole bunch of other stuff. I think it's a romance that leans towards horror, so I'm really excited about this one. It just looks fantastic. Also, I love this artwork for the cover. It's gorgeous. Okay, so the next book that I have is How Not to Date a Dragon, and the thing that caught my eye about this was the artwork. It is fantastic. This is actually the second book in a series, I think, and I've not read the first one. Milo is a dragon, and one night he sees this guy across a bar, and somehow that turns into him being handcuffed to this guy who is actually a hunter of obscure artifacts, and they're cuffed together by these magic handcuffs that don't let him shift into his dragon form, and pretty much I think it's enemies to lovers. And I think one of the main characters is non-binary, so I mean, at least it's using they them pronouns in the synopsis, so I'm really intrigued by this one. It just looks fantastic, and it's dragons. What's not to love about dragons? Okay, so the next book that I have on this TBR is Spellbound by F.T. Lukens. This one has been everywhere and I'm seeing nothing but good reviews for it, so this one just sounds really good. So this is following two rival apprentice sorcerers and they kind of team up to save their teachers and protect their magic, and that's all I really needed to know. Also, this artwork is fantastic. I don't know what's going on with all the books lately, but they have all had really great covers and this one is no exception. It's fantastic. That's all I really needed to know to really put this on my TBR, and yeah. Okay, so next up is Match with the Demon. This is about Harrison, who is a single father and he rarely ever takes risks on anything. He works a construction job. He has to be very careful. He's raising a kid on his own, so he's very careful with that. And you know, now he's kind of becoming an empty nester and he just wants to go on a date with somebody. So this is kind of like an online dating gone just a little bit wrong, but also maybe a little bit right. He ends up matching with this guy who happens to be a demon, and like this demon doesn't really know how the human world works. So that should be really fun. This just looks really cute. I had a friend who recommended this and they loved it. So I'm like, sure, why not? Let's put it on the TBR. And the last book that I have on this TBR is The Dragons Betrothed. So this is a new series by one of my favorite manga artists, Meguro Hirohara, who wrote the Therapy Game series, and I'm so excited that they are doing a new manga series that's kind of like urban fantasy. This fellow Shiharu, who has kind of become like, he's a writer, but he's having trouble coming up with his next book or next manga or whatever, and is very reluctantly returning to his hometown, hoping some R&R will help with his creative process and get his creative juices flowing again. He's quickly entangled in a promise that he had kind of forgotten about to marry a local god, and Rin is the water dragon to whom Chihiro has been betrothed, and they end up getting married, and like, I'm here for it. So this just sounds awesome. Also, again, dragons and one of my favorite manga artists. How could I not add this to my TBR? Those are some of the queer urban fantasy books that are currently on my TBR list. Did any of these sound interesting to you guys? Also, do you have any queer urban fantasy books you'd like to recommend? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget the like button. If you haven't already but would like to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys!